After studying this module, we shall be able to understand concept and nature of environment analysis, know about various techniques of environment analysis, understand the limitations of environment analysis, role of environment analysis in decision making. We shall commence our discussion by studying the meaning and nature of environment analysis. Environment analysis is a systematic process by which environmental factors in a business are identified, their impact is assessed, and a strategy is developed to mitigate and/or take advantage of them. According to Stephen Robbins, environment scanning entails scrutinizing the environment to identify action by competitors, government, union, and the like that might impinge on the organization's operations. In short, we can explain the environment analysis as an ongoing process which deals with the environmental uncertainties. The main features of environment analysis are as follows. 1. Continuous process. Environment analysis is a continuous process rather than a single short activity. 2. Exploratory process. Environment analysis is an exploratory process which involves identification of opportunities and threats exist in external business environment. 3rd, holistic exercise. Under environment analysis, we consider all the factors of macro and micro environment. It comprises the overall view rather than piecemeal view of environment. Let us now throw some light on the objectives of environment analysis. The main objective of doing environment analysis are as follows. 1. To understand current and future changes in environment. The detailed study of business environment helps strategic manager to understand changes in various elements of business environment such as political, economical, technological environment, etc. 2. To provide input for decision making. The decision making process requires lot of information to select best available alternatives. Environment analysis provides such information for decision making process. 3rd, to formulate appropriate strategy. As we know, environment analysis helps in identifying threats and opportunities exist in business environment. The managers can frame a competitive business strategy on the basis of such information of threats and opportunities. 4th, to ensure optimum utilization of resources. The key of success of business lies in the optimum utilization of resources. A business can use its resources in most optimum way by concentrating on its strength and overcome weaknesses. Environment analysis of business environment highlights such strengths and weaknesses of business. 5th, to identify international events and their impact on business. Due to globalization of economies, the mutual interdependence of economies has increased. In this situation, environment analysis helps in identifying and understanding international global events and their impact on business. 6. To know internal environment. The business manager should be familiar with the internal environment of business. The change in internal environment may affect business in both negative and positive manner. So, the study of internal environment allows managers to make timely adjustments with these changes. Thus, environment analysis helps the organization to understand different elements of environment and anticipate their impact on business. It also helps in developing well thought out plan and policies to deal with these environmental changes. We shall discuss various factors to be considered for environment analysis. The following external environment factors must be considered while doing environment analysis. 1. Events. The important and specific occurrence in external environment is called events. These events have significant influence on a business organization. For example, war, agreements on economic issues, natural calamities directly or indirectly affect the functioning of business. 2. Trends. Trends can be explained as a tendency of happening of different events in a particular time interval. 3. Issues. The rising concerns on different matters are called issues. For example, rising issues on environment, corporate social responsibility are the emerging issues for a business organization. Let us move on and study the process of environment analysis. Environment analysis process is a continuous and expensive process which includes following sequential steps: scanning, monitoring, forecasting and assessment. First, scanning. It is the first step of environment analysis. Under this step, the analyst identified all the environment variables or forces which can influence the profitability and functioning of the business. We figure out only relevant environment factors so that vague, ambiguous and irrelevant data can be avoided. Generally, it includes government policies, competitors' strategy, market conditions, etc. that can influence the business firm. 2. Monitoring. The next step of this process is to analyze effect of all the identified relevant factors on different aspects of business. After analyzing these factors, following outcomes are emerged. That is, a specific description for all the relevant factors, identification of areas for further and detailed studies, and identification of trend and pattern of the industry. Third, forecasting. Forecasting is very important for identifying future threats and opportunities and formulate plan and strategies accordingly. Under this step, environment analyst predicts the future events and their impact on business on the basis of past and present data. Forecasting covers all the aspects of business environment, that is economic, political and technological, etc. Fourth, assessment. In the last step, all the factors identified in previous steps are assessed in terms of the impact on organization performance and profitability. The impact of variables on business depends on size and nature of the firm. We shall now discuss the limitations of environment analysis. Environment analysis process has following limitations. 1. Unexpected and unanticipated events. The future events and factors which may affect an organization are unpredictable and uncertain. These events and factors cannot be predicted and quantified accurately. 2. Part of strategy formulation process. The environment analysis is only a part of strategic formulation process which is based on various inputs. Hence, it does not guarantee the success of any business plan. Third, inaccurate data. The process of environment analysis is based on the data which is collected for the same purpose, but it may be possible that data used for forecasting or predicting future event is inaccurate. Fourth, involves money and efforts. The process of environment analysis involves time and money. It is a lengthy process that includes following steps: scanning, monitoring, forecasting and assessment. Fifth, based on assumptions. The whole process of forecasting is based on assumptions which may or may not be true. There is a basic assumption of forecasting that there is a pattern of happening of an event. This assumption may not be held true in all cases. We shall now have a look at the different sources of information for environment scanning. There are various sources of information available for environment scanning. These sources can be classified as formal or informal, verbal or written, and internal or external. Some important sources are: 1. Verbal information. The verbal information for environment scanning is collected by analysts through interaction with different groups of people outside the organization. For example, they attend seminars and workshops on emerging issues, interact with customers, suppliers, employees, etc. 2. Written or secondary information. This information can be accessed through published and unpublished sources. For example, information related to government plan and policies can be collected through government publications such as economic surveys, journal, newspaper, etc. Third, internal sources. When an organization uses information from their own database, then it is called internal source of information. In large organizations, a planning department is set up to collect and retrieves information on various aspects. This information database is used by the policy and decision makers at appropriate time. Fourth, formal studies. Under this source, various studies and surveys are conducted by organization or any third party to collect different information. Fifth, external sources. Sometimes managers take help of various outside agencies for collecting relevant information for environment analysis. For example, an organization can hire a BPO firm for collecting customers' feedbacks. Let us throw some light on the techniques of business environment. Some of the main techniques of environment analysis are discussed below. 1. ETOP. Environmental threats and opportunities profile provides summarized view of environmental factors and their impact on business organizations. ETOP is prepared generally in the following manner. 1. Listing of environmental factors and events. First of all, a list of all general as well as relevant environmental factors is prepared. Then, assess the impact of each factor. In second step, the impact of each critical factor is assessed and expressed in quantitative or qualitative terms. Next, overall summary. At the last stage, the impact and importance of each factor is presented in a summary to provide an overall picture. 2. SWOT analysis. It is a systematic identification or analysis of strengths S, weakness W, opportunities O and threats T that exists internal or external to the organization and the strategy that reflects the best match between them. It bases on assumption that an effective strategy maximizes a business strengths and opportunities, but at the same time minimizes its weaknesses and threats. SWOT is the cornerstone of business policy formulation, which determines the course of action to ensure the survival and growth of the firm. Components of SWOT analysis. 1. Strength. The strength of a business refers to the capacity by which it gains competitive advantage over its competitors. For example, superior research facilities are strength for a business firm. These facilities can be used for developing innovative products at cheaper cost. 2. Weakness. Weakness refers to limitations or weak areas of firm's internal environment. For example, overdependence on a single supplier, limited product line, lack of funds may be limitation or weaknesses of a business. Third, opportunity. Opportunities may be explained as favorable conditions in the external environment of business. A company can earn extra profits by availing the environmental opportunities. For example, government has made it mandatory to wear helmets for two-wheeler drivers. This creates an opportunity for helmet producing industries. Fourth, Threat. The unfavorable conditions in external environment are threats for a business. It creates risk for an organization. The growing competition in the industry, change in the government policies and changes in fashion may be threat for business. We shall now discuss the uses of SWOT analysis. After identification of external environment threats and opportunities and organizational strength and weaknesses, the strategic managers consider the various strategic alternatives and choose the most appropriate business strategy. Thus, environment analysis, that is SWOT analysis, plays a very important role in corporate planning and business policy formation. It also plays significant role in following areas. That is, set objectives, defining what the organization is intending to do. Environmental scanning, internal appraisals of the organization's SWOT. This needs to include an assessment of the present situation as well as a portfolio of products or services and an analysis of product or services life cycle. Analysis of existing strategies. This should determine relevance from the result of internal or external appraisal. Develop new or revised strategies. Revised analysis of strategic issues may mean the objectives need to change. Preparation of operational, resource, project plans for strategy implementation. Monitoring results, that is, mapping against plans, taking corrective actions which may mean amending objectives or strategies. Third, PESTEL analysis. PESTEL stands for political, economic, social, technological, environmental and legal. Traditionally, PESTEL analysis was known as the PEST, sometimes rearranged as STEP analysis. In modern times, PESTEL came into being by splitting the social part of the PEST into environmental and economic factor, into legal factor, as these factors have significant role in the strategic management these days. It is a strategic planning technique that provides a useful framework for analyzing the environmental pressures on an organization. We shall now understand the role of environment analysis in strategic management or decision making process. Strategic management is a process of formulating, implementing, reviewing and controlling organization plans and policies in order to achieve organizational objectives. Organizational plans and policies are framed and implemented on the basis of information collected through the process of environmental analysis. Environment analysis helps in understanding the relevant environment forces and their impact on firm so that proper strategies can be adopted. 1. Define mission and objectives. The process of strategic management starts with setting up mission and vision for the organization. Mission is the fundamental purpose for which organization is set up. It explains the purpose and scope of business activities in terms of products and markets. Environment analysis helps in setting up mission and objectives for an organization. It provides information related to environment changes and threats and opportunities on the basis of which organizational objectives are redefined. 2. SWOT analysis. Identification of the threats and opportunities is a main part of plan and strategy formulation process. In the strategic management process, it is tried to avail environmental opportunities and meet the threats with internal strength. If the company finds it difficult to face environmental threats or overcome internal weaknesses, then it shifts its focus from core business to some other areas. Third, strategic decision making. After the identification of opportunities or threats exist in external environment of a firm, different strategic alternatives are generated. There may be different strategic alternatives available to a firm, such as starting a new range of product, enter the new markets, etc. In the light of internal strength and weaknesses, the best suited alternative is selected and it becomes the firm's strategy. 4. Implementation of strategy. Only the selection of best strategy does not confirm the achievement of business objectives. To execute the strategy, a detailed action plan is prepared. Under this step, overall organizational objectives are divided into functional level objectives. 5th, evaluation and control of strategy. In the last stage of strategic management process, managers evaluate the strategy on the basis of past and expected performance. The internal and external environment changes are also taken into consideration to modify the current strategy accordingly. Let us now discuss the case study, that is IKEA. SWOT analysis and sustainable business planning. Introduction. IKEA is an internationally known home furnishing retailer which was founded in 1943. Today it is the world's largest furniture retailer. The majority of IKEA furniture is flat pack, ready to be assembled by the consumer. This allows a reduction in cost and packaging. IKEA carries a range of 9,500 products including home furniture and accessories. This wide range is available in all IKEA stores and customers can order much of the range online through IKEA's website. There are 18 stores in the UK, the first of which opened in Warrington in 1987. It welcomed a total of 565 million visitors to the stores during the year, and a further 450 million visits were made to the IKEA website. IKEA sales reached 21.2 billion euros in 2008, showing an increase of 7%. Low prices are one of the cornerstones of IKEA concept and help to make customers want to buy from IKEA. This low price strategy is coupled with a wide range of well-designed functional products. IKEA's products cater for every lifestyle and life stage of its customers who come from all age groups and types of households. This case study will show why IKEA believes a strong environmental stance is good business practice. SWOT analysis. IKEA's goals and sustainability and environmental design are central to its business strategy. It has launched a new sustainability plan to take the company through to 2015. This will combine social, environmental and economic issues. IKEA uses SWOT analysis to help it reach its objective. This is a strategic planning tool. IKEA's key strength is its strategic aim to use no more material than necessary in the production of each item. In addition, it develops its products plan to increase its use of waste or recycled materials. Strengths. Strengths could include a company's specialist marketing expertise or its location. They are any aspect of the business that adds value to its product or service. IKEA's strengths include a strong global brand which attracts key consumer groups. It promises the same quality and range worldwide. Its vision: to create a better everyday life for many people. A strong concept based on offering a wide range of well-designed functional products at low prices. These strengths contribute to IKEA's being able to attract and retain its customers. One way IKEA measures its strength is the use of key performance indicators called KPI. KPIs help IKEA to assess the progress of its vision and long-term goals by setting targets and monitoring progress towards these. An example of one of IKEA's KPIs is the percentage of suppliers that are currently IWay approved. The IWay is the IKEA way of purchasing home furnishing products. This guideline defines the social and environmental requirements IKEA expects of its suppliers. IKEA has strengths right through its production process. Increasing use of renewable materials, IKEA improved its overall use from 71% in 2007 to 75% in 2009. Smarter use of raw materials. IKEA increased the use of recycled or reclaimed waste products in energy production across all stores from 84% in 2007 to 90% in 2009. Volume commitments. IKEA believes in creating long-term partnership with its suppliers in order to achieve this. By committing to buying large volumes over a number of years, IKEA can negotiate lower prices. This also benefits the supplier because they enjoy the greater security of having guaranteed orders. Economies of scale. For instance, bulk buying at cheaper unit costs. Sourcing materials close to the supply chain to reduce transport costs. Delivering products directly from the supplier to IKEA stores. This slashes handling costs, reduces road miles and lowers the carbon footprint. Using new technologies, for example, IKEA's Ogla chair has been in its range since 1980. The chair has changed through the years to reduce the amount of raw materials needed. Opportunities. A business uses its strength to take advantage of the opportunity that arise. IKEA believes that its environmentally focused business conduct will result in good returns even in a price-sensitive market. Some of the opportunities that IKEA takes advantage of through its sustainability agenda are: 1. A growing demand for greener products. 2. A growing demand for low price products. Trends in the current financial climate may result in consumers trading down from more expensive stores. 3. Demand for reduced water usage and lower carbon footprints. IKEA has a number of areas of focus to its work with sustainability, each of which it supports in various ways. 1. Solutions for a sustainable life at home. IKEA gives online tips and ideas for this. 2. Sustainable use of resources. IKEA aims for zero waste to landfill, wastewater treatment and programs to reduce its use of water. 3. Reducing carbon footprint. IKEA aims to reduce energy use more renewable energy, cut its use of air transport and reduce packaging. Its green transport initiative includes an aim to reduce business flights by 20% in 2010 and 60% by 2015. 4. Developing social responsibility. IKEA's policy includes support for charities such as World Wildlife Fund, UNICEF and Save the Children. 5. Being open with all its stakeholders. This involves building trust through good communication with customers, consumers, co-workers, key opinion formers and the press. Being sustainable is a central part of IKEA's image. Weaknesses. IKEA has to acknowledge its weaknesses in order to improve and manage them. This can play a key role in helping it to set objectives and develop new strategies. IKEA's weaknesses may include 1. The size and scale of its global business. This could make it hard to control standards and quality. Some countries where IKEA's products are made do not implement the legislation to control working conditions. This could represent a weak link in IKEA's supply chain, affecting consumers' view of IKEA's products. The IWay code is backed up by training and inspectors visiting factories to make sure that suppliers meet its requirements. 2. The need for low-cost products. This needs to be balanced against producing good quality. IKEA also needs to differentiate itself and its products from competitors. IKEA believes that there is no compromise between being able to offer good quality products and low prices. Third, IKEA needs to keep good communication with its consumers and other stakeholders about its environmental activities. The scale of the business makes this a difficult task. IKEA produces publications in print and online, for example, People and the Environment, and carries out major TV and radio campaigns to enable the business to communicate with different target audiences. Threats. If a company is aware of possible external threats, it can plan to counteract them. But generating new ideas, IKEA can use a particular strength to defend against threats in the market. Threats to IKEA may stem from 1. Social trends such as the slowdown in first-time buyers entering the housing market. This is a core market segment for IKEA products. 2. Market forces. More competitors entering the low-price household and furnishing markets. IKEA needs to reinforce its unique qualities to compete with these. 3. Economic factors. The recession slows down consumer spending and disposable income reduces. IKEA addresses these issues in many ways. It manages weaknesses and threats to create a positive outcome. Social trends. IKEA is building online help to guide customers to a more sustainable life. Here it can focus on home improvement in the slowing housing market. It supports customers with tips and ideas on its website to reduce their impact on the environment. This will also save them money. Staff are trained on sustainability, both on what IKEA is doing and how they can take responsibility to become sustainable for themselves. Market forces. IKEA is large enough to enjoy economies of scale. This lowers average costs in the long run through, for example, better use of technology or employing specialized managers. Economies of scale also give a business a competitive edge if cost savings are then passed on to consumers in form of lower prices. This puts up higher barrier to entry for smaller companies entering the market. Economic factors. IKEA's low prices create appeal among its customers in tough financial times. It is vital to keep prices as low as possible when the retail sector is depressed. IKEA's pricing strategy targets consumers with limited financial resources. Its products will also appeal to those with higher budgets through good quality and design. The company must ensure that it is always recognized as having the lowest prices on the market in future. Communication plays an important role here. Conclusion. IKEA is a well-known global brand with hundreds of stores in the world. In order to improve performance, it must assess its external and competitive environment. This will reveal the key opportunities it can take advantage of and the threats it must deal with. IKEA responds to both internal and external issues in a proactive and dynamic manner by using its strengths and reducing its weaknesses. Through this, IKEA is able to generate the strong growth it needs to retain a strong identity in the market. IKEA's passion combines design, low prices, economical use of resources and responsibility for people and the environment. The company's products, processes and systems will demonstrate its environmental stance. Let us recapitulate what we have learned so far. Environment analysis is a study of environment factors and their impact on business. It is continuous, exploratory and holistic process. It helps in understanding the environment, collects inputs for decision making, identifying threats and opportunities and formulate business strategy. It is a process which includes following steps: scanning, monitoring, forecasting and assessment. There are different techniques available for environment analysis such as SWOT, ETOP, PESTEL, etc.